Senator Sherwin Gatchalian is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, esteemed colleagues, I stand before you with a deep and profound sense of gratitude in this August chamber. Today, the Senate amendments on House Bill number 4058, otherwise referred to as the 2026 General Appropriations Bill, have been approved on third and final reading. We have worked together to create a budget that has been strengthened at every stage. Sa ating mahabang pagtatalakay, dalawang mahalagang layunin ang ating binabalikan. Una, ang pagpapalakas ng mga programa ng pamahalaan para matugunan ang pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayan. Pangalawa, panatilihing bukas at matibay ang ating proseso laban sa anumang anyo ng korupsyon. Through our collective work, the 2026 budget is now more transparent, more disciplined, and more accountable than before. I present to this chamber the highlights of this measure. Magsimula tayo sa edukasyon. Ang pinaglaanan natin ng pinakamalaking pondo sa susunod na taon. The education sector budget remains at 4.5% of GDP and stands at 1.37 trillion pesos. This is 91.24 billion pesos higher than the amount in the House GAB. There are 4 improvements that I am proud to highlight. First is the augmentation to the funding classroom construction. This measure allots 65.9 billion pesos, which is 19.2 billion pesos higher than the GAB. This will fund the construction of more than 24,000 new classrooms. And I thank Senator Bam Aquino for our spearheading the CAP bill, and this will bode well with the deliberations of the Classroom Acceleration Program bill. Next is the Department of Education School-Based Feeding Program with funding of 28.6 billion pesos. This allows the feeding program to cover 200 school days, benefiting 4.8 million learners. Within this budget, 2.9 billion has been transferred to the Philippine Carabao Center and the National Dairy Authority for the program's milk feeding component. This transfer accomplishes 2 goals. First, it provides vital nutrition to wasted and stunted learners. Second, it ensures that the milk used in the program will be sourced locally, supporting our dairy cooperatives and farmers. This is in line with Section 14 of the Animal Industry Development and Competitiveness Act, which mandates that the nutrition program of the government requiring milk and dairy products shall be sourced primarily from local dairy farmers and dairy cooperatives. And I thank Senator Kiko Pangilinan for highlighting this during the budget deliberation of the Department of Agriculture na pwede palang dalawang 2 birds with 1 stone ang pwede nating magawa dito sa pondo. Tulungan ng mga farmers at pakainin po ang ating mga estudyante. Third is the increasing the carrying capacity of our state universities and colleges. Your Committee on Finance discovered that at least 186,000 students could not enroll because of limited carrying capacity, despite being qualified. Hindi dapat ito nangyayari sa ating kabataan, lalong-lalo na sa mga pamantasang pinupundahan ng ating bayan. The proposed budget for our USC stands at 139.04 billion pesos and is specifically intended to address this gap. This is 7.35 billion pesos greater than the amount proposed in the GAB. Fourth is the allotment of 1 billion pesos to the Local Government Support Fund, which will provide 4th and 5th class municipalities with financial assistance. Specific projects include the conversion of more than 3,000 daycare centers to child development centers, and we will also fund at least 150 plantilla positions for child development workers. Mula sa edukasyon, magtungo naman tayo sa kalusugan. Una, sa rekomendasyon ni Senate Finance Committee Vice Chairperson Pia Cayetano, pinalakas ng Senado ang zero balance billing sa mga DOH retained na ospital. Tumaas ang pondo ng 62.66 billion sa Senate version mula sa 53.3 billion sa GAB. Sa dagdag na pondong ito, mas maraming pasyente sa basic o ward accommodations ang makakatanggap ng serbisyong medikal nang walang gastos mula sa sariling bulsa. Ikalawa, naglaan tayo ng 1 billion para sa pilot implementation ng zero balance billing sa piling ospital sa mga LGUs. Ang programang ito ay ipinapatupad sa ilalim ng DOH at magsisilbing unang hakbang para palawakin ang zero balance billing sa buong bansa sa mga susunod na taon. Ikatatlo, pinalakas din natin ang mga specialty hospitals, ang Philippine Heart Center, National Kidney and Transplant Institute, Philippine Children's Center, the Lung Center of the Philippines. Ang kanilang kabuang pondo ay tumaas ng 6.9 billion. Gagamitin to para sa pagpapatakbo ng kanilang pang-araw-araw na serbisyo sa pagbili ng mahalagang kagamitang medikal at sa pagbibigay tulong para sa mahihirap na pasyente. Maraming salamat muli kay Senator Pia Cayetano sa kanyang mungkahi. Sa sektor ng kalusugan, malinaw ang layunin. Mas maraming medikal na serbisyo libre ang maibibigay sa bawat Pilipino at mababawasan ang gastos ng bawat pasyente. Next, let me highlight an amendment that strengthens disaster recovery in our communities. The National Disaster Risk Reduction Management Fund will receive a net increase of 14.82 billion pesos. This is for the express purpose of supporting the recovery of disaster-stricken areas. Some of the support areas are shelter and resettlement, education and health services, rehabilitation of agriculture, and social protection. The amendments to education, health, and emergency response are anchored on one fundamental virtue. The government's greatest obligation is to the welfare of its people. These priorities show that we put our people first. I now move to public works infrastructure. The 2026 budget for the Department of Public Works and Highways stands at 570.48 billion pesos. This is 53.99 billion pesos lower than the House GAB. One of the major amendments to the DPWH budget was the use of adjustment factors in the costing of infrastructure projects following the President's directive to drive down the cost of construction materials. In a letter sent to the Senate by the DPWH on December 5 and upon further consultation with fellow senators and DPWH officials, the DPWH explained that the adjustment factors were derived from the weighted average share of construction materials using new price data and were then applied to the total project cost. These factors vary by type of work and by region, and they already take into account fixed costs such as labor and equipment. This methodology was applied to all infrastructure projects in the GAB with defined work types. This resulted in a net reduction of 54.2 billion pesos. As an added safeguard against ghost projects, all infrastructure projects must now have station numbers and specific coordinates. Mr. President, these are some of the highlights of the Senate version of the 2026 national budget. Ito ang isang budget na pinag-ingatan, pinagpuyatan at pinaglabanan nating lahat. Before I end, I would once more like to thank every senator who interpolated, Senate President Pro Tempore Senator Ping Lacson, Finance Committee Vice Chairperson Senator Pia Cayetano, Senator J.V. Arcito, Senator Lauren Legarda, Senator Kiko Pangilinan, Senator Erwin Tulfo, Senator Bong Go, and Senator Amy Marcos, as well as Senator Rizzo Hontiveros, Senator Bam Aquino, Senator Rafi Tulfo, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, Senator Chis Escudero, Senator Jingoy Estrada, Senator Rodante Marcoleta, Senator Robin Hood Padilla, and Senator Joel Villanueva. Let me once again say that it is a pleasure to serve this Senate with all of you. And to our Senate President, Senator Vicente Soto III, and our Majority Leader, Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri, thank you again for your wisdom and guidance throughout the budget process. We would not reach this point without you. Ginoong Pangulo, nagsimula tayong maghanda para sa budget ng susunod na taon sa gitna ng matinding pagsusuri ng mga proyekto sa flood control. Lahat tayo ay tumindig upang tiyakin na hindi maulit ang mga naging pagkakamali. Maging simula pa ito, hindi lang ng pagbabago, kundi ng pagbabalik ng tiwala ng bawat Pilipino sa batas, sa pamahalaan, at sa mga namumuno sa gobyerno. Thank you, Mr. President. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, the chairman of the Committee on Finance, and congratulations. Majority
Yes.
Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Congratulations once again to Senator Sherwin Gatchalian for a job well done with the budget. Mr. President, I move that we consider this time Senate Bill number 1425. This is the Piña Conservation and Innovation Bill of our distinguished colleague, Senator Lauren Legarda, who is not wearing piña, unfortunately. She's wearing abaca. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none. Consideration of Senate Bill 1425 on third reading is in order. The Senate Secretary is directed to read the title of the bill and proceed with the roll call vote.
An act creating the Aklan Piña Conservation and Innovation Center in the municipality of Calibo, Aklan, defining its purposes and providing for its organization, management, programs, and funding. Roll call vote. The Honorable Senator Aquino, Senator Cayetano Alan, Senator Cayetano Pia, Senator De La Rosa, Senator Ejercito, Senator Escudero, Senator Estrada, Senator Gatchalian, Senator Go, Senator Ontiveros, Senator Lacson, Senator Lapid, Senator Legarda, Senator Marcoleta, Senator Marcos, Senator Padilla, Senator Pangilinan, Senator Tulfo Erwin, Senator Tulfo Rafi, Senator Villanueva, Senator Villar Camille, Senator Villar Mark, Senator Zubiri, Senate President Soto III.
With 18 affirmative votes, no negative votes, no abstention, Senate Bill 1425 is approved on third reading.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I believe Senator Legarda will just insert to the records her manifestation of vote for this bill. Thank you. Congratulations are in order
we
to
take
Senator
note
Legarda.
of the manifestation. You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I move that we consider on third reading another bill of our distinguished colleague, Senator Legarda. This is Senate Bill number 1507. This bill is institutionalizing schools of living traditions. I so move.
Any objection? Hearing none, consideration of Senate Bill 1507 on third reading is in order. The Senate Secretary is directed to read the title of the bill and proceed with the roll call vote.
An act institutionalizing the Schools of Living Traditions, SLT, amending Republic Act number 10066 or the National Cultural Heritage Act of 2009 as amended and appropriating funds therefore. Roll call vote. The Honorable Senator Aquino, Senator Cayetano Alan, Senator Cayetano Pia, Senator De La Rosa, Senator Ejercito, Senator Estrada, Senator Gatchalian, Senator Go, Senator Ontiveros, Senator Lacson, Senator Lapid, Senator Legarda, Senator Marcoleta, Senator Marcos, Senator Padilla, Senator Pangilinan, Senator Tulfo Erwin, Senator Tulfo Rafi, Senator Villanueva, Senator Villar Camille, Senator Villar Mark, Senator Zubiri, Senate President Soto III.
With 18 affirmative votes, no negative votes, no abstention, Senate Bill 1507 is approved on third reading.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And the good sponsor, Senator Legarda, would just like to insert to the records her thank you speech for this measure, Mr. President.
The manifestation is noted.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just like to make an announcement that after these bills and some of our colleagues would like to explain their vote on the budget, we will have an all-member caucus. We'd like to invite all our members to the lounge, after which we take up these manifestations of their votes, Mr. President, for the budget. My apologies. I moved on to the next item of the agenda when we had some colleagues who would still like to manifest or explain their votes on the budget, third reading of our national budget. So may we recognize our distinguished colleague, Senator Risa Ontiveros, and after which will be Senator Ma'am Lauren Legarda. Mr. President.
Senator Risa Ontiveros is recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Mr. President, nais ko pong ipahayag ang aking yes vote para sa 2026 General Appropriations Bill. Maaaring hayaan ninyo akong ipaliwanag ang aking boto para sa third reading ng mahalagang panukalang ito. Mr. President, nais kong magpasalamat sa ating chairperson ng Committee on Finance, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, sa pagsusulong ng mas transparent na proseso para sa budget deliberations ngayong taon. Sana magpatuloy at mapaigting pa natin ito sa mga susunod na taon. pati na rin ang pagtanggal sa 55 billion pesos worth na pondo sa unprogrammed funds. Bagamat hindi tuluyang nawala ang unprogrammed appropriations, matatawag nating achievement in itself ang paglimita sa kung saan at paano gamitin ang pondo na nasa unprogrammed appropriations. Nagpapasalamat ako para sa aking mga amyenda na tinanggap at tinugon ng ating butihing chairperson tulad ng dagdag na 3 billion pesos pondo para sa ating mga state universities and colleges para sa makapag-accommodate ng higit kumulang sa 250,000 na karagdagang estudyante sa susunod na taon. Pagpapalakas ng operasyon ng Department of Justice laban sa online sexual abuse and exploitation of children. Pag-amyenda sa special provisions ng PUV Modernization Program ng DOTR para maging mas mabilis at equitable ang pag-usad ng programang ito. Dagdag na pondo para sa Department of Migrant Workers upang mapagtibay ang kanilang serbisyo para sa ating mga OFW. Kabilang dito ang karagdagang help desks sa 82 na probinsya. At lalong-lalo na, Mr. President, ang amyenda sa Commission on Audit na popondohan at palalakasin ang kanilang pre-audit process para sugpuin ang korupsyon. Akin namang ikinalulungkot na hindi natanggap ang ating mungkahi na dagdag pondo o bayad utang para sa PhilHealth. Sayang at hindi naaprubahan ang dagdag pondo para dito. Ibig sabihin, di pa rin mababayaran ang kabuuang premium subsidy ng indirect contributors. Mabuti at naibalik ang 60 billion pesos na kinuha noong 2024. Paalala lamang po, hindi ito augmentation, kundi pagsunod sa utos ng Korte Suprema. Kulang pa rin ang suporta. May 53 billion pesos pang dapat ibalik dahil sa taong ito, zero subsidy ang PhilHealth. Dapat manindigan ang Senado na patuloy itong singilin kasama ng iba pang unremitted funds mula sa sin taxes. Inaasahan ko, Mr. President, na simula sa susunod na taon, malinaw at kwentas klaras kung magkano ang utang ng gobyerno at magsimula na ang pagbabayad ng gobyerno simula 2027. Ganon din ang pagtanggi na maglaan ng pondo para maproteksyonan ang Sierra Madre na sa mga pag-aaral ay nanganganib sa banta ng deforestation. Ganon pa man, umaasa ako na sa loob ng budget ng DENR, sana ay pagtuunan ang proteksyon ng Sierra Madre at sana sa kanilang susunod na budget call, magkaroon ng sapat na pondo para sa proteksyon ng watershed areas, forest covers at iba pang yamang kalikasan na nagsisilbing proteksyon natin sa mga baha at bagyo. Muli po, maraming salamat sa ating Finance Committee Chairperson. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
A special thanks also from the leadership to the Deputy Majority Leader because I understand in history, this is the only second time that she has voted yes for the budget after 10 years in the Senate. So, and then she voted no in the BICAM report. So I expect her to vote yes this time in the BICAM report because we were going to make sure that the BICAM will be live streaming and no small BICAM. Yes, thank you. So who is
Thank
next, Majority Leader?
Yes, before we recognize Senator Lauren Legarda, we'd also like to make special mention of our other Deputy Majority Leader, Senator J.V. Ejercito. As a matter of fact, I think he worked so hard last week during the budget hearing. Nagpuyat din siya po. Nagkasakit siya. So he's just on medical leave, Mr. President. But
Yes,
we'd like to reach out to him to say that we are very appreciative of all the work that he did. Also doing overtime work during the budget.
Well, I hope
deliberation.
that he will be fine enough to attend the BICAM.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So
So,
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we recognize a distinguished colleague from the great province of Antique, no other than Senator Lauren Legarda.
yes, our lady agriculturist is recognized, Senator Lauren Legarda.
Thank you, Mr. President. Allow me to commend and thank our chair, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, for accepting some of our general and special provisions and committee amendments as well. Allow me, though, to make a manifestation explaining my vote on third reading. And this is concerning the health budget and the PhilHealth budget based on the Supreme Court decision. As we all know, Mr. President, the Supreme Court has spoken with clarity on the matter of the 60 billion withdrawn from PhilHealth pursuant to Special Provision 1D, Chapter 43 of the 2024 General Appropriations Act and Department of Finance Circular 003-2024. The court declared the provision unconstitutional and directed, and I would like to quote, as a consequence of the unconstitutional transfer of the subject PhilHealth Fund to the National Treasury pursuant to Special Provision 1D of the 2024 GAA and DOF Circular, the remitted funds amounting to 60 billion pesos to PhilHealth must be returned to the coffers of PhilHealth. Unquote. Even prior to this ruling, the President himself committed to restore the 60 billion taken from PhilHealth's reserve fund. The House of Representatives responded by identifying 255 billion pesos in reductions from the Department of Public Works and Highways budget, from which 60 billion was added to PhilHealth in the General Appropriations Bill. However, it must be noted that this amount was not returned to the reserve fund from which it was drawn, but instead earmarked for benefit package improvements. This realignment was concurred upon by the Senate in the bill that we are now approving. This is also occurring alongside another long-standing issue. The national government has not fully remitted the sin tax allocations due to PhilHealth from year 2023 to the 2026 budget cycle, an accumulated amount of 129.96 billion pesos. Similarly, unremitted statutory shares from PAGCOR and PCSO, estimated at 106.95 billion, have also failed to enter PhilHealth's accounts. These practices, though indirect, operate in effect as fund diversions similar to what transpired in 2024. Given this pattern, I will file a bill to ensure that sin tax earmarks and the statutory shares from PAGCOR and PCSO are automatically appropriated and released to PhilHealth, strengthening the integrity of its funding streams. And I trust that both this chamber and the House of Representatives will see the merit of this proposed reform. Finally, Mr. President, the bicameral conference will inevitably confront the question of whether the 60 billion pesos inserted in the GAB, crafted before the Supreme Court promulgated its ruling, satisfies the court's directive to return the full amount to PhilHealth. To ensure full compliance with the Supreme Court ruling, I urge the bicameral committee to include a special provision amending the 60 billion pesos currently allocated for benefit package improvements to be restored in PhilHealth's reserve fund, untagged from specific benefit items, treated as a return of reserves rather than a program expansion, and placed under the authority of the PhilHealth Board pursuant to the Universal Healthcare Act, with this intent clearly stated in the bicameral report. This amendment is necessary to uphold both the letter and spirit of the Supreme Court ruling. It avoids forcing further budget cuts on any other agency, protects the integrity of the national budget process, and ensures that PhilHealth can manage its funds and deploy its reserves sustainably based on actuarial principles. These measures restore the members' confidence that their contributions are preserved for their intended purpose, prevents the recurrence of fund diversions that undermine the Universal Healthcare Act, and reinforces Congress's commitment to be transparent, lawful, and fiscally responsible health financing. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, next to explain their vote on the budget is a distinguished colleague from Palawan and the Republic of the Philippines, Senator Erwin Tulfo.
Senator Erwin Tulfo is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I voted yes to the fiscal year 2026 General Appropriations Act in its third reading, but we must first acknowledge the order of the Supreme Court in the case of Aquilino Pimentel III et al. Versus House of Representatives et al. To include a specific item in the 2026 GAA, the amount of 60 billion pesos to PhilHealth, to wit, open quote, Respondents, House of Representatives, Senate of the Philippines, Department of Finance, and Office of the Executive Secretary are ordered to include a specific item in the 2026 General Appropriations Act, the amount of 60 billion pesos to be returned to the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation. In addition to the regular budgetary appropriations for the agency, consistent with Section 8 of Republic Act number 10351, as amended by Section 14 of the Republic Act number 11346 and Section 9 of Republic Act number 11467 in accordance with this decision, unquote. Under the third reading copy, the total budget for PhilHealth is 113 billion pesos. May mga tanong lang po. Number one, in the 113 billion budget of the PhilHealth, kasama na ba dito ang 60 billion na iniutos ng Korte Suprema na ibalik sa PhilHealth? Pangalawa, my ultimate question here, Mr. President, is the source of funds. Saan po kukunin ang 60 billion pesos? Will it require any additional increase in premium contributions from PhilHealth members? Pababayarin ba ulit natin ang mga miyembro ng PhilHealth para maibalik ang 60 bilyon na binayaran na nila noon pa? Hindi ko maiwasang alalahanin ng isang inang namatay matapos piliing manganak na lamang sa tabi ng kalsada dahil wala po siyang perang pantawid sa ospital. Ito ang sumasalamin sa sitwasyon ng maraming Pilipino ngayon. Sana hindi na po maulit ito. Sana wala nang mamatay dahil sa pinagkakitaan o pinagkaitan ng karapatan sa kalusugan. Ika nga sa desisyon ng Korte Suprema, what use are the roads and the bridges, the infrastructure and social programs, and any other project for that matter, when the people meant to enjoy them are sick and dying? Aanhin pa po ang mga kalsada at mga tulay, mga infrastruktura kung ang mga Pilipinong dapat makinabang dito ay may mga sakit at unti-unting namamatay. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, our dear colleague, Senator Joel Villanueva would just like to insert to the records his explanation of vote for the record, Mr. President.
I-note the manifestation.
Now we'd like to recognize our distinguished colleague from Taguig and Pateros, Senator Pia Cayetano.
Senator Pia Cayetano is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to start with thanking our chairperson, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, for all his hard work and effort. And I think all the patience he has shown with all 24 senators fighting for the different agencies that they believe deserve more funding. I know it isn't an easy job, and we commend our chairman for the good work that he has done. Nevertheless, he knows that I am not happy with the failure to provide the earmarked funds that should have been delivered to PhilHealth. From the onset, the chairperson had committed and has remained steadfast in ensuring that the 60 billion that is often mentioned is returned to PhilHealth, and that has been secured. But we have been pointing out, Mr. President, that even for each year that PhilHealth has earmarked funds, there has always been a shortage, Mr. President. And for this year, there is still a shortage of 16 billion. 16.52 billion is the shortage from the earmark collection. Let me be clear. This is not a matter of a unfunded law. This is earmark. So saan napunta yun? Merong kalokohan dito. Merong violation of fiduciary duties, Mr. President, if the funding that by law has been earmarked for Syntax and shall be given to PhilHealth, it is not delivered to PhilHealth. I do not want this body to be complicit in allowing this to happen. Let's be clear, hindi tayo ang may kagagawan yan. BIR certified that 69 billion is available. 53 billion lang, I'm talking about 2025, no? For 2025, 53 billion lang ang nasa NEP. And so when we fail to give the entire amount of 69 billion earmarked, then we are allowing the 16 billion to be parked somewhere else, to be used somewhere else, to be drowned and forgotten somewhere else. That is not allowed, Mr. President. At least maipaliwanag sa atin kung saan nilagay yun. Kasi kahit saan pa man nilagay, bawal. Because there is a law that dictates that it goes to PhilHealth. And this goes on every single year. And that is why I must support this measure with reservation. I hope all of our colleagues do so, because otherwise we are complicit in allowing the very law that we passed not just to be set aside, but to be violated. This is a violation of law, Mr. President. And I go on. PCSO and PAGCOR. Since 2019 to 2025, PhilHealth share is 106.95 billion. Zero ang narimit. Imposible, Mr. President, because PAGCOR and PCSO certify that they have remitted the amounts to Treasury. It totals 106.95 billion. In 2023, 21.17 billion appeared in the GAA. This was never released. The same amount was also present in the GAA for 2024. This was also not released. Upon inquiry, the explanation of DBM, it's DBM? The explanation of DBM is the law that earmarks this PAGCOR and PCSO amounts states that this is subject to the usual budgeting, accounting, auditing principles, etc. More or less, that's the phrase. So clearly, nung 2023, pumasa naman sa kanilang accounting, auditing, budgeting principles. Pumasa naman dahil nilagay sa GAA. Hindi naman mapupunta sa GAA yan kung hindi dumaan nga dun sa process nila. Hindi pa rin na-release. In 2024, ganun din. Nilagay sa GAA, hindi rin na-release. So there is a concerted effort, Mr. President, to disregard this law that we passed. There's a concerted effort to pretend that we truly care about the health of the Filipino people, and yet earmark fundings do not go to PhilHealth. So, Mr. President, I hope that my statements do not fall on deaf ears. There is still a chance. There is still the BICAN. Maliwanag naman sa usapan sa majority that ilalaban naman ang mga paniniwala natin. And I am reminding everyone that this is a law that we have passed. This amount has no right to be sitting in another agency. We Filipinos have the right to know where this goes, because even if we know where these amounts are, they're supposed to be in the hands of PhilHealth, Mr. President. Mark my word, abangan po natin ang fulfillment ng zero balance billing. I believe that from the President down to the PhilHealth officials, gusto nilang mangyari to. Mangyayari ba to kung walang sapat na budget? Panoorin po natin, abangan natin. Kasi marami tayong kababayan na pupunta ho sa mga ospital at malalaman natin kung talagang nakakatanggap sila ng zero balance billing. Having said that, ang sinabi ng PhilHealth, dun lang sa DOH hospitals. Paano naman yung hindi nakakarating sa DOH hospital? Di nakatulong sana tong earmark na PhilHealth funding for the LGU hospitals. So sana mga mayor, paglaban nyo na ilabas to. Dahil alam ko yung mga constituents no, hinahanap sa inyo ang zero balance billing sa mga LGU hospitals nyo. Paglaban po natin na makarating din naman sana sa mga kababayan natin na ang malapit na ospital sa kanila, yung LGU hospital. Kung dun sa lugar nila, wala man lang DOH hospital at may private hospital, dapat makagamit din sila ng PhilHealth zero balance billing. Dapat. Kasi may pondo naman na hindi nire-release. So that is my I have many other comments, Mr. President, but this is the most important one for me. The rest I will submit in writing and just ask that it form part of the record. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Mr. President, we recognize our distinguished colleague from the province of Tarlac and Pampanga, the provinces of Tarlac and Pampanga, no other than Senator Rodante Marcoleta.
Mr. President, I vote yes to the proposed 2026 national budget. Diretso ko pong binibigyang tiin ang mga aprobadong amyenda na personal ko pong inihain. Una, nadagdagan ng pondo ng High Value Crops Development Program para sa production support services at pagkuha ng mahalagang kagamitan. Ang dagdag na ito ay direktang tutulong sa ating magsasaka. Mas maraming binhi, mas maayos na nursery, at mga modernong post-harvest facilities sa ating high-value crops para sa mas mataas ang ani at kita ng ating mga magsasaka. At gayon din, Mr. President, ang export potential ng ating mga agricultural products. Ikalawa, naaprubahan ang 500 million para sa drainage improvement sa Marcos Highway, Pasig, Marikina, Cainta section. May ibsan po ng proyektong ito ang pagbaha sa lugar, mapapagaan ang daloy ng trapiko, mapoproteksyonan ang ating mga kababayan at negosyo, at mag-aalis sa perwisyong araw-araw na dinaranas ng mga kababayan sa Pasig, Marikina at Cainta. Ikatlo, Mr. President, ang pagbabawas ng pondo sa Balog-Balog Multipurpose Project Phase 2 ay aprobado rin ng ating isinulong upang matiyak ang bawat pisong ilalabas ay tugma sa aktual na kakayahan at progreso ng proyekto. Ang mga amyendang ito ay konkretong tugon para sa mga magsasaka at para sa komunidad na laging binabaha at para sa mas maayos na paggamit ng pera ng bayan. Kahit hindi po pinayagan ang ibang mungkahi na amyenda, ganap ko pong nauunawa na tinatanggap ang mekanismo ng consensus sa kapulungan ito. I therefore vote yes, Mr. President.
Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. There are no other members who wish to give explanations to their vote, Mr. President. So therefore, I move that we suspend.
Senator Francis Pangilinan.
My apologies. Our Senator Kiko Pangilinan and Francis Pangilinan would like to just insert to the records his explanation of his vote.
Manifestation is noted.
Thank you, Mr. President. With that, I move to suspend session for 1 Senate minute, Mr. President.
And invite everyone.
Yes, that's correct. We'd like to invite everyone for an all-member caucus if
All Senator
possible.
caucus and
I'm
the
sorry, all
Senator's Club.
Senator caucus.
All right, session is suspended.
Thank you. Before we have some colleagues who still want to, my apologies to them because I thought that they were not going to stand, but they would like to manifest their vote also for the budget. But before we do that, Mr. President, before we recognize them, I move that we designate the Senate conference on the conference committee on the disagreeing votes of House Bill number 4058 or rather the 2026 General Appropriations Act, Mr. President.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, the following are designated as conferees on the disagreeing votes of House Bill 4058. Senator Sherwin Gatchalian as chairperson. And on the part of the majority, members are Senator Mark Villar, Senator Pia Cayetano, Senator J.B. Ejercito, Senator Loren Legarda, Senator Francis Pangilinan, Senator Erwin Tulfo, and Senator Camille Villar. On the part of the minority, Senator Jingo Estrada, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, Senator Christopher Bongo, and Senator Amy Marcos. So designated.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I move that we resume consideration on Senate Bill number 1482 under Committee Report number 6. Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
This is the Classroom Building Acceleration Program under the Department of Education bill, and the sponsor is Senator Bam Aquino. To interpolate. Mr. President, may I withdraw my motion, Mr. President? My apologies. May I withdraw my motion because I was supposed to recognize Senator Robin Hood Padilla.
All right.
May we recognize Senator Robin Hood Padilla?
The
My
motion is
apologies to
withdrawn.
Senator Bam.
Senator Robin Padilla is recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo, at sa ating pinunong mayorya. Magandang hapon po. Tumatayo po ako upang una ay batiin at pasalamatan ang tagapangulo ng Senate Committee on Finance sa pagpasa po ng House Bill number 4058 sa ikatlong pagbasa. Tunay pong kahanga-hanga ang naging pagbusisi at pagtalakay ni Senator Win Gatchalian sa ating 2026 budget. Pangalawa, nais ko din pong magpasalamat sa komite para sa mga amyendang tinanggap nito na susuporta po sa mga programa at proyekto para sa ating mga kapatid na Muslim at katutubo. Partikular po ang karagdagang pondo para po sa Sharia Court at sa pagpapatitulo ng mga ancestral domain. Pangatlo, nais ko din pong susugan ang mga puntong nilahad kanina ng ating mga kasamahan, Senator Risa Hontiveros, Senator Pia Cayetano, at Senator Erwin Tulfo tungkol sa pondo ng PhilHealth. Naniniwala po ako na kulang ang naibigay ng ating gobyerno sa PhilHealth kung pagbabasihan ang earmarking ng mga revenues mula sa sin taxes para sa implementasyon po ng Universal Healthcare Act. Bagamat batid ko na malaki ang improvement sa serbisyo ng PhilHealth para sa mga Pilipino, naniniwala ako na malayo pa ang kailangang tunguhin at marami pa ang dapat nilang gawin upang mabigyan ang bawat mamamayan ng dekalidad na serbisyong pangkalusugan. Kung saan, di na nila kailangan pumila at manghingi pa sa ating mga mambabatas ng guarantee letters. Dahil sa realidad, ito po ang katotohanan, hindi naman po talaga nangyayari ang no balance billing. Katulad po kaninang umaga lamang, meron na naman po tayong tinulungan para makalabas sa ospital. Pang-apat, meron pong mga naiwang proyekto na maaari pang makonsidera ng 2 kapulungan sa BICAM. Isa na dito ang ating international commitment at partisipasyon sa mga programa ng United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, bilang chair ng ASEAN sa taong 2026. At panghuli po, nananawagan po tayo na sana po ay magkaroon ng katuparan ang mga proyektong nakapaloob sa budget na ating ipinasa ngayon para sa susunod na taon. Sana po ay ma-release po sana ng DBM. Hindi po tayo for later release dahil ito po ang naganap sa atin ngayon pong taon na ito. Marami po tayong proyekto na naumpisahan at hindi po ito matutuloy kapag tayo po ay na FLR uli. Sana po tapos na po ang eleksyon, sana po isang tabi na po ang politika. Kaisa po ninyo ako na magbabantay sa mga ahensya ng gobyerno upang masiguro na gagawin nila lahat ang tama, mabilis at malinis ang kanilang trabaho. Yun lamang po, maraming salamat, Ginoong Pangulo.